Hola!
Hello!
Thank you for joining us. We are Team Right Track.
And today we'd like to present to you our plan to assist the Timor-Leste authorities in achieving their zero hunger and nutrition goals.
Without further ado, we would like to pass the time to our teammate Kate to start us off with a brief overview.
Located at the heart of Southeast Asia, Timor-Leste fights a fierce battle of hunger and malnourishment, with 1 in 4 people grappling with crisis levels of food insecurity. Ranked amongst the world's most climate-challenged nations, Timor-Leste is an ENSO vulnerable country prone to natural disasters, which threatens their agricultural stability. Take for instance maize. This predominant Timor-Leste crop faces yield losses up to 30 to 50% in dry seasons, known as the El Niño years. Rice, Timor-Leste's second most important crop, also faced a 40% reduction in yield in 2021 due to extreme weather alone.
What emerges is a food system where stability is the exception, not the norm. With climate change intensifying erratic weather patterns and shortened recovery periods, the population is perpetually one bad season away from a crisis. Tackling crop yield instability increases the food availability, encourages Timorese farmers to diversify, and decreases the dependence on imports. This is why, amongst the 4 dimensions, stability is our current priority. It is the foundation that the other dimensions depend on.
With Timor-Leste being a young country, the data available across many sectors remain varied. The majority of dashboards and data available are provided by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations or the World Bank, with a heavy emphasis on food consumption and crops available. On the other hand, very few studies are actually conducted by the national agencies themselves.
When it comes to climate, one proven way to stabilize food supply is by integrating long-range weather predictions into agricultural planning, particularly for ENSO vulnerable regions like Timor-Leste. However, critical data gaps still hinder this progress. For example, the absence of localized forecasts tailored to Timor-Leste microclimates and the limited research on how different ENSO phases affect soil health and crop yield.
Besides, there has been no continuous national soil analysis, with the last national soil map created 10 years ago. The performance of alternative resilient crops and farmers' willingness to shift over to them also remain unknown. Without this knowledge, efforts to improve yield and nutrition simply remain guesswork.
To bridge these gaps, we introduce Right Track, an AI-powered crop planner that integrates hyperlocal weather forecasts and extensive soil analyses with diversification strategies. Our tool empowers Timorese farmers to optimize planting schedules and trial resilient crops, all the while using automation and AI to supplement manpower shortages.
The Right Track is a long-term plan that references the Trans-African Hydrometeorological Observatory that utilizes cost-efficient stations to collect precise real-time data on critical climatic and soil conditions. These robust and sustainable solar-powered stations monitor key parameters such as rainfall, temperature, humidity, wind speed, and soil moisture. Each station streams these data to our cloud analytics platform, where AI cross-references historical patterns from national databases to generate highly accurate weather forecasts and early warnings. These stations integrate vertically with multi-depth soil sensors that measure soil moisture, temperature, and carbon levels, giving farmers crucial information for crop decision-making. Temperature readings indicate the ideal time to plant maize or beans for best germination results, while rain forecasts combined with soil data predict flood risks to vulnerable fields. Soil carbon is also tracked to guide crop rotation for healthier harvests. For farmers battling the tough climate of Timor-Leste, this is like getting an X-ray vision for your fields, seeing the invisible variables and nutrients that make your crops thrive.
During the critical first 4 months of our plan, we will strategically deploy 8 smart stations across Timor-Leste's most vulnerable agricultural municipalities, with priority in flood-prone areas and drought-sensitive zones, ensuring comprehensive coverage where these climate threats most severely impact food security and livelihoods. We will collaborate closely with local universities, engaging agriculture and engineering students to participate in installation process, hoping to leverage technical expertise while building local capacity for long-term system maintenance. For our technical implementation, we will utilize QGIS, a free open-source software for precise station siting and risk zone mapping. WMS to visualize flood and drought patterns and manage spatial sensor data, SWAT to predict flood risk and model agricultural drought impacts. Our data infrastructure will rely on cloud platforms for secure storage of sensor data and high-performance modeling. To ensure the highest accuracy, we will deploy field assistants to collect year-round soil samples, analyzing key indicators like pH, organic matter, and nutrient levels using portable test strips. This data will then be cross-referenced with our sensor readings to validate and refine our model.
Aiming to reach 50% automation by the second year of implementation, the system will require only minimal operational maintenance while delivering increasingly accurate results. This initiative will generate a database combining real-time weather monitoring with detailed soil analytics across pilot municipalities, providing the evidence-based data needed for informed agricultural policymaking. At this stage, this infrastructure will enable the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries to scientifically evaluate the introduction of new high-nutrition crops like lentils to diversify domestic diet, develop adaptive, region-specific crop calendars that account for variable rainfall patterns and soil conditions, optimize water resource management through enhanced SWAT and WMS hydrological modeling, and finally, providing forecasting and developing early warning systems for major climate risks.
By the third year, our integrated agricultural monitoring system will reach 85 to 90% operational automation, requiring only biannual maintenance checks. This advanced automation will dramatically reduce operational costs while maintaining high data accuracy, with field stations transmitting real-time soil moisture, temperature profiles, and microclimate conditions directly to our database.
In terms of finances, the total investment for the initial phase, covering all equipment, software services, and deployment costs, will be $300,000. This foundational work will establish the framework for Timor-Leste's first comprehensive agricultural climate monitoring system. $150,000 investment is expected for year 2, which is mainly used to improve WAST integration and introducing new high-yield crops based on AI-generated crop calendars. $50,000 is reserved for year 3, primarily allocated towards maintenance and model optimization.
Our primary aim is to create a library of continuous weather, crop, and soil data that's accessible to everyone. Our AI model will then cross-reference this large amount of real-time sensory data with existing international databases to generate accurate weather predictions.
To make the model more accessible to farmers, we plan to create the Right Track app, which will firstly provide long-term crop plans with suggested planting and harvest times. Secondly, give warnings for adverse weather events to promote early and safe harvests. And finally, allow farmers to submit their yield data so that our AI model can continuously refine itself.
The National Seed System aims to increase the availability of locally grown seeds. Our AI model processes data from the grounds of Timor-Leste to suggest optimum seeds for different municipalities and their type of land. Then, the seeds harvested can be redistributed across the country.
Speaking in terms of nutrition and health, 47% of children under 5 in Timor-Leste face stunting or anemia, while 38% of grown women also face anemia. In response to this crisis, the Mission Unit to Combat Stunting under the Vice Prime Minister's Office has launched a school-based nutrition plan under the SDG Goal Number 2. The Right Track contributes to this plan by encouraging diverse farming practices. With weather forecasting and soil analysis, farmers need not be afraid of wasting resources and can achieve stable cultivation. In addition, school feeding programs like the Miranda Escola program secures a market for farmers to sell their new crops to neighboring schools, while providing nutritious lunches for children to combat stunting and iron deficiencies.
Achieving food security begins with a stable infrastructure. Right Track helps build a strong foundation of data that supports future research and solutions, bringing Timor-Leste closer to reaching their goal of zero hunger.